Now then, everybody, welcome to the channel. In this one, we're going to watch my first ever PUBG victory. So I'm quite new to PUBG. So I've got a couple of duos wins with my mate Gaz, but other than that, this is the first victory I've got. This was a few weeks back now. But not only am I new to PUBG, I'm brand new to mouse and keyboard. So I played PUBG for a while on controller, which people thought I was crazy for. So I thought, sod it, I'll try mouse and keyboard, and it is better on mouse and keyboard. So you will see me look down at my keyboard quite regularly, just to see if I'm pressing the right key or to look for the right key to press. Also, we're going to watch this in 1.2 speed, just because, like I say, it's my first victory. It's not going to be like your mainstream streamers where they're going out getting loads of kills. I'll be perfectly straight. I got 3 kills in this match. I was playing for the win, new to the game, so I'd literally just ratted it out, essentially. So what I'm wanting from this video is I'm going to explain my thought process throughout the game, what I like to use during the game, and then, you know, if you're experienced in PUBG, or you got any advice, what you'd have done differently, if there is anything, and what you'd suggest or recommend to use, then that would be great. So first thing, this is somewhere where I land quite regularly in solos matches, and the reason is because it's nicely secluded, but it's also close to the second island. So you got your main island, but it's close to the second island. So if that zone pulls to the second island, which there's a high chance of that happening in this game because of the flight path, flying directly over the top of them, then it makes it easy for me to get to that second island. So I've picked up an ace. I'm not a very big fan of the ace, but it was the only gun there. The reason I'm not a big fan of the ace, again, I'm new to the game, and it's just got a lot of recoil. So as a new person to the game and a new person to mouse and keyboard, that recoil is difficult. I find an ump. I love the ump. It's my favorite SMG alongside with the MP5 and the JS9. I think they're great SMGs. So I put the lightweight grip on the ump just because it's there, and then I find an M24 and accidentally drop my ump in exchange for the M24. M24 is my favorite sniper. I think the bullet drop is just so much better than the Kar98 and the Mosin. Reload them, and then I inspect my new camo that I've just unlocked on the M24. It's my favorite camo in the game. There it is. I think that's a cool camo. I generally use the cheek pad on the snipers rather than the bullet loops. I don't think the bullet loops fit the M24 anyway. That was a quick draw mag for the SMG. I like to run obviously extended quick draws, but you know, quick draws better than nothing. Pick up the energy drinks. I pick up boosts for fun in this game. I love boosts. I see a lot of streamers not running boosts, which really just confuses me. They are so handy to have. I'd rather have boosts in a lot of cases than bandages. Working my way through, picking all this loot up. I've got 1 frag at the moment. I tend to like to run about 3 frags. I don't want to be that guy that starts spamming utilities just for the sake of it. I hear this guy coming towards me. He doesn't hear me, which is kind of handy. So I'm literally just holding an angle, like I said at the beginning. This is my first ever win, so I'm just ratting. I'm doing that thing that everybody loves to complain about. Bit of pre-fire there, and just finish him. He didn't even know I was there, so it was easy peasy. Yeah, he had a med kit, so I picked the med kit up. Worked my way down here. The only thing about the ump is you can't put a heavy stock on it, which I do like to run a heavy stock if I run the MP5, but there's hardly any recoil anyway with the ump, so it's not a big deal. Found that jammer pack, so I picked that up. I spent a lot of time in the zone, in the blue zone. It's just, I don't know, you know, tactical advantage really. If you've got the boosts and everything like that and the meds, I think it's a good idea to spend your time in the blue zone. Obviously, depending on the phase that it's in. I'm a bit of a loot goblin. I don't know if you can tell that, but I spend an awful long time looting. And I suppose the whole theme behind this game is loot, fight, survive, or whatever it is. I can't remember what the actual motto of the game is, but yeah, it starts with loot. I know that. As somebody that played COD for a couple of years, I'm quite new to gaming in general, but I started out on Fortnite, then moved to COD. And this game is so much more enjoyable. It's a much more... I don't know why I didn't pick that extended quick draw mag up there. That's crazy. But this game is so much more enjoyable. I'll just do a quick check of the map here. just to see where the zone's pulling. Sure enough, it's pulling to the second island. It's so much more enjoyable. You haven't got your movement sweats. It's more to do with the reading the zones, your gunplay, and everything like that. I also don't have half as much hit reg issues or anything like that. I do have some hit reg issues, but I think that's my internet connection, to be honest. But yeah, Warzone was just ridiculous with how basically crap it was. So I moved to PUBG, and I've enjoyed it so much. So I'm moving towards the dock. I'm a big fan of taking the ferry in this game. It seems to be completely neglected by a lot of people, so I specifically chose the ferry. I did also hear some smoke grenades being shot from a grenade launcher, so I was aware of that. Moved into this crack shack here, and just scoped the area out. You can see the smoke there. This area, in the next couple of minutes, becomes ridiculously busy, and obviously that's because people are moving towards the second island now that they know the zone's going to pull that way. So I'm just scoping this out. I thought he was going to peek this because I thought he'd seen me, but I think he just smoked it just because he heard me moving around in that area, and he never ended up peeking me anyway. But all of a sudden there's just gunfire all around me, so I decide in bits and bats, shall we say, to start moving towards the zone, because I decided to move towards the zone and then somebody gets near me, so I start sort of hold back moving. And then I decide to go push something, and then change my mind, and then I start moving towards the zone. Like I say, there's gunfire all around me, so I'm constantly conscious of that. I was conscious I was going to be shot in the back a lot of times as well, because I do cross a lot of open ground. This guy was bizarre. I've never known anything like this guy. So he drove past this house, pulls up, and then starts firing like mad and blows his car up and kills himself. And I don't know. It's about to happen now. I don't know what was going through his head. I don't know if he meant to do that, or maybe he was thinking he was firing at somebody else, when in actual fact his bullets were hitting his car. I know if you peek just wrong, sometimes your bullets hit what's right in front of you. I don't know if that's what he did, but either way, he killed himself, which is bizarre. So I decided to push this, just to see what... there's a lot of gunshots over here, and you can see that smoke over there and everything. I decided to push this thinking that I might be able to get a third party, but no, I don't see a single soul. And then after that, I decided to just go straight to the docks so I could jump on the ferry. There's a lot of open ground here. I was expected to be shot in the back, but it never happened. I take some boosts just to give me a little bit more speed. I don't know if that actually works, to be honest, but it's something I heard. Maybe that's just a rumor. An old wives' tale. I was expecting somebody to be in this estate here that's in front of me as well, but no, nobody ever shot at me. I don't know why I turned around then, but I did. Just keeping an eye on both sides of me. Like I say, I was expecting somebody. There was so much action around here, but nobody saw me. I seem to get so much luck in this game. Yeah, I got an awful lot of luck in this game. So, I do a quick scout of this area just to make sure there's nobody in the in these warehouses. Have a quick gander around. Again, I was expecting somebody to be here because I thought people might get the ferry, but again, nobody did. It was just me that got the ferry. Checking that warehouse there, just to see if there's anybody tucked in any corners. Yeah, I'm playing this quite ratty, but from what I know, solos is very ratty anyway. You get a lot of ratty players in solos. So I take these painkillers and pick the ones up off the floor. The way I look at it is I might as well take the painkillers and pick the other ones up so that nobody else could take them. And then I decide to camp this side of the boxes. The reason is there's an awful lot of traffic coming from the main island. So I figured I'd be better off on this side. It's a bit of a gamble because there might be somebody scouting this area out on the second island. I might have got sniped, but it never happened, so it was worth it. I am aware of that. People could have sniped me. Somebody could have sniped me from the other island. But I was more conscious of people coming from the main island because, like I say, it was very busy over there just a moment ago. So I sit this side of the ferry, like I say, just because I'm conscious of people coming from that main island. And then I do a quick scout at the ferry, see if anybody did get on with me. Just take a quick check, make sure. And then I have a look at the dock, see if anybody was rushing for the ferry, but they weren't. I also scope out the blue zone, see if anybody's in the blue zone. And then it's just easy ridings. Make sure nobody's on the bridge. Checking on the ferry, see if anybody's on the ferry. There wasn't anybody on the bridge. At least not looking at the ferry anyway. There's that plane there, that's going to drop an airdrop. Again, just scouting that area out. Seeing if anybody's there. And then the supply drop. You can see it there straight ahead. This is the jammiest supply drop I've ever seen in my life. It literally drops right next to the ferry. So I just dropped off the ferry and got a load of level 3 loot. And also a gun. I'll tell you what the gun is when it gets nearer the time. So we got some gunshots on the bridge. I was expecting somebody to be looking at the ferry, but they never did. Like I say, drop off the ferry. Get to this supply drop here. Level 3 gear and a Groza. The Groza is one of my favourite guns in the game, so I was very happy to see this. I actually prefer the Groza to the MP9. So I just swim straight for the shore, just so I can get this gun reloaded, drop any loot that I don't need. One thing I'm very conscious of is people swimming across. So while I'm on these rocks here, I'm very aware that there's going to be people swimming across. So I'm constantly checking for that. That's why I wanted to get the gun reloaded fast. And then here I make I make a rookie mistake. Like I say, new to mouse and keyboard, I accidentally shoot the gun. Because I'm just that good at the game. So I make sure I reload that fast. There wasn't actually anybody that swam across, at least not that I'm aware of, which I was surprised by because, you know, I've been caught off guard once or twice by the zone and had to swim across. But yeah, there was nobody that swam across. Just scoping out that bridge, seeing if there's anybody holding the bridge. I was hoping to get a quick snipe, but never got the chance. One thing I would note in this game is the water is obnoxiously loud. So here we're gonna do some fast forward in a minute because this is literally the next like maybe 5 minutes of this video, me trying to climb these rocks. But like I say, I was struggling to climb the rocks, so I kept dropping down into the water. And every time I do, you know, maybe it was a 6-inch drop into the water, and it sounded like I jumped off an Olympic freaking diving board. It's so loud, like that. That's just crazy how loud that is. But it's just part of the game. You know, you get used to it. So we're gonna fast forward past this, just because this is the next couple of minutes of this game. Me just trying to climb these bloody rocks. I take some boosts to try and help me, but no, it doesn't work. So. Okay, so I get out of the water. The first thing I do is start scouting out that industrial area over there. I really did think that there would be somebody over there. I don't know if there was, but I didn't see anybody come from that direction. And then I just move further into these rocks, scout out the water, see if anybody's coming out of the water. There's that coupe over there. That's, I'm pretty sure, not a spawn vehicle. Highly doubt it's a spawn vehicle, so I thought there might be somebody on the other side of it. So just keep an eye on that. Again, scouting this water out. See if anybody swims. Something that's difficult for a new mouse and keyboard user is the tilt. A lot of time when I go to move forward, I end up tilting, and then I just end up crawling really slowly forward. In fact, when I was playing with my mate Gaz, while I was streaming the other week, it actually happened, and he was just in stitches because I was just like moving forward really slowly because I'd accidentally hit the tilt key. I think I ended up dying because of it as well. Again, just scouting that industrial zone. I genuinely couldn't believe that there was nobody there. So we got some gunshots. Again, as a previous Warzone player, Warzone's renowned for horrific audio. PUBG is almost the opposite. The audio is too good. So the gunshots can be miles away from you, and it sounds like they're right next to you. So it's quite difficult to gauge distance for a previous Warzone player. So I took them shots at him. I think both hit, but I don't know how the first one wasn't a headshot, but I did see blood spray, I'm pretty sure. The zone moves slightly away from me, but it's not the end of the world, so I just creep around. Wasn't quite happy there, so I moved a bit further around. And then this is a really good angle to watch this supply drop from. It's a nice angle to just keep an eye on that, see if anybody goes to check on it, goes to loot it. And then we must have... So there's a guy that creeps up on me, and we must have just missed each other by milliseconds when I moved around from my previous location. Because he follows basically the same path as me. It's absolutely crazy that we hadn't seen each other already. So I don't know if this guy needs a better headset or what, but he had no idea I was here. But I heard him, so I just start creeping up on him. Conscious that I might drop down here, and I really didn't want that to happen. He had level 3 gear, but I got the kill with the old Groza. That's why I love it. I don't know where this gold camo came from. I must have got it a while back. But yeah, I've got a fancy gold camo on my Groza. Pick that adrenaline up, take that straight away. There's only 4 left, well 3 left, 3 enemies left. Just start picking through his loot, seeing what he's got. So now I know there's that guy directly to my right. There's a guy on top of the hill there. There's only 2 alive, so I know where both of the last people are. I'm very slow here. I was ridiculously slow. Unlike him, he was far quicker than me. So I quickly jumped down. At this moment, I thought I'd screwed up because I didn't think I was going to be able to get back up. But I managed it. That was incredibly lucky. I thought I was done for there. I thought Zone was going to take me out. So I creep my way up. I know roughly where both people are. I know there's that guy directly to my right. I know there's a guy either on the hills or to my left. Now I know he's to the left because there's gunshots from there. Let them fire out. The last person to shoot was the guy on the right. So I assumed he was the last person. Then I hear his footsteps, so I know he is. So I peek around, work my way forward. Pop some bullets in him. Happy days. And that is my chicken dinner. Thanks for watching. Just a side note, I stream on Rumble regular, so feel free to stop by, say hello, and teach me how to play the game. Cheers for now.
GG.